they should associate high-quality products and natural ingredients with Cerus, not the other way around.
The goal was to really deliver supplements for people who cared about what they put in their body.
Heart rate goes up, blood pressure, breathing rate goes up. What if we had a non-stim pre-workout that was heart healthy?
All right, guys. So today we're going to talk about our favorite topic, which is supplements. Before we get started, we're going to talk about the industry in general, as well as our Cerus Performance products. We'll go around the room and just introduce ourselves for the audience. I'm Wendy Shafransky at Cerus Performance. I'm one of the co-owners, as well as what Jeff calls the integrator. That's a fancy way of saying I take a lot of texts from him and turn them into like marching orders in reality.
Even as organized?
Yes, I'm the organized one. So that's my quick little 30-second intro.
Right.
I'm Rob Delacruz. I'm one of the co-owners of Cerus Performance. I'm an individual that I don't know if I should be proud or ashamed of how many supplements I've taken in my lifetime. And how many different types of pairings I've actually done. I'm sure that's going to catch up to me one day.
Yeah. Dominic Dixon, I am one of the athletes on Cerus Performance. Do a lot of the training modules that we start with, and a lot of the testing as far as flavors.
Right, definitely need them on point.
Yeah.
Jeff Evans, founder, co-owner of Cerus. This is our baby.
Yeah. Now, supplements are not that hard to get into the business. There's a lot out there, and there's a lot of great lines. There's a lot of not so great lines. I think a lot of people are misinformed, just like they are with nutrition, that sort of thing. So it's a hard space to navigate.
Right.
Now, when Jeff founded this company and then Rob and I came along, the goal was to really deliver supplements for people who cared about what they put in their body.
Exactly.
They didn't want chemicals and sugars and things that they didn't know how to pronounce. So we really dug into ancient wisdom, Chinese medicine, Ayurvedic medicine, and found herbs that had modern performance benefits and that were backed by research. So that's kind of Cerus Performance in a nutshell. I'm sure, Jeff, you want to expand on that?
I mean, performance health supplements, like you said earlier, people that care about what they're putting in their bodies. As athletes, all of us, we want that performance, like that 1%, 2%, we want to get better. But most products out there, especially the modern ingredients, it's all like chemical based or whatnot. We want to make sure you can take our products daily and get health benefits as well. Like we don't want to sacrifice for either or.
Right.
So that's the angle we took. April 2020, like the backstory of all this. April 2020, I got a call from my buddy who worked at an old sponsor of mine. He was trying to get back into the supplement space, but deer antler, like that had a big wave. It was a big trendy product and whatnot. I told him I didn't want to do that. I wanted to find something that was, super unique. And this was during COVID, so a lot of time at home. So I looked at supplement space in the CrossFit world because I stopped doing CrossFit in 2018. And so it's the same old stuff, like bodybuilding style supplements, just slapped with a big name CrossFitter on them, tons of crazy flavors and all that. I was like, what's the biggest problem that CrossFitters have when they're doing CrossFit? Heart rate goes up, blood pressure, breathing rate goes up. What if we had a non-stim pre-workout that was heart healthy that could alleviate a lot of those, pain points during their workout, and they can focus on the workout and pace hard and, recover faster, that type of thing. So then I start researching like the best herbs, because I've always been into herbals, even since high school. We were talking about like yohimbe, guarana, like I was taking that in high school track and felt great on it. So I was like, if we can get the potency right with these herbs, like find the herbs, get the potency right, backed by data, like this would be the perfect combination for a great, like CrossFit in the bottle. That's like what I originally had in my mind. Healthy, but you get the performance, and that's what CrossFit is for me. So I found Arjuna, which nobody knows about for the most part. Heart healthy, looking at VO2 increase in ejection fraction, like the efficiency of your heart. I'm like, why the hell does nobody know about this? Yeah. Like everybody knows about beetroot, and we have that in there, but that was the herb that really set it off. And then from that point, I basically mix and match my own bottles in the house, work out, and then I reached out to y'all after that, gave y'all some bottles, y'all tested it, and
yeah, once we tested Flow and had our members at the gym test Flow, we're like, holy crap, we are onto something here. So let's do this and let's, launch a company. But with Arjuna, we want to put it on the map. Right. Nobody's using it. It's so beneficial. There's studies showing when it's paired with ashwagandha, it increases VO2 max. And in the studies that we've done, third-party testing, we've seen it, especially work capacity, 100%. I mean, 6 of our athletes, all trained individuals, increase their work capacity.
Yeah.
And if you are a high level person and you can get that much better, this wasn't tests of people that went from the couch to the, and then trained. These were people that were already pretty high level.
Yeah,
so,
like Chuck, he went up, I think it was 12% VO2 increase.
It was a master game athlete.
42% work capacity.
And a high level endurance athlete too.
Right.
Yep.
We had like Taylor Stallings, power lifter.
Yep.
Her
She was a regional level CrossFit athlete.
Right.
Yep.
Her VO2 went up 8%, work capacity went up 30%.
Yeah,
And this is one bottle, like the small bottle.
Right.
We didn't even have the big bottle at that time.
Yeah.
Small bottle every day, 2 milliliters, and then just did it before and after.
Yeah.
yeah. And I mean, we have a lot of repeat customers. People love it. I will say that 100% of supplements aren't going to work for 100% of the people. There's always people, maybe they don't, even if it's a natural ingredient, they don't react to it well. I believe that if you are not in tune with your body, maybe you're a new athlete, that sort of thing, you might not feel like it's working. But we have had people that say, I don't feel like it's working. They go off it and they're like, oh shit, that stuff is working. Like that they had it. So,
because it's not a product that there's something in it, like a stimulant or something that you're gonna feel or nice and where you get flushed.
Right.
So it doesn't have any of that in there. You're just gonna notice like the breathing patterns not to be as elevated when you're going, and then like all the heart health benefits that you're not even gonna notice at all, really.
Yeah, like testimonials, you look through them online, is either that third lung effect.
Yep.
They'll notice that. We have people with asthma pumps. They like either stop taking it altogether when they're working out. COVID situation, like people at Waterpalooza a couple of years ago. Same thing. They had COVID. They had that little cough or whatnot, and they basically went away.
Yeah, I mean, we tell people to take it, and then take it for 2, 3, 4 weeks, and then stop, and then tell me if it really works.
Yes.
Yeah.
Right. So, but like we have those types of people that really feel that breathing effect, but then the rest of them, it's all about the capacity side. Like they notice, like you said, when they stop or when they're doing it, like they can maintain high paces and just get after it. Like they're not out of breath. Interval work, they're recovering quicker. And that's what we tell people, like do a 1 mile run test or 2K row, something like that, and then take it in a retest. You'll see like the effort RP is lower. And you just feel great on it.
Where you see what I saw personally, like it's like the interval training.
Yeah.
Is being able to like elicit like more the power every time.
recover.
Yeah, the recovery in between on there. And like with the Arjuna, when Jeff brought it out and we were like kind of like collaborating together, putting it together, and we were giving it to people, Jim, like everything in it I've already taken, except for Arjuna. And then when you put that in, I started like really researching, like, damn, I've never even heard of this. The entire time that hundreds of people that we've talked to, probably thousands, I've never met anyone that knew of Arjuna except for one individual. And it was Kyle Roof with Think Tank Training, which is a really smart guy, which it was his secret weapon.
Oh,
He's the only one.
Said he used to do cardio coffee.
Yeah,
Really?
Yeah.
Awesome.
And I mean, Kyle's a super intelligent individual. Yeah,
And
he's
that's
the only one I've ever met.
That's as far as Arjuna. That's the majority of the formula.
Yeah.
Like, for us, we have the whole proprietary blend. Like, but we tell people if they reach out, like I'll email them the formula and tell them how much is in it.
Yeah.
Like we try to make sure we updated labels and stuff to get as close as we can to telling them like
What's
our
in
exact
it.
formula.
Yeah.
Because it's so new. It's literally nothing on the market like it. Like they have stem-free pre-workouts, but normally it's all chemical based.
Yeah.
And I sent you that video yesterday. Huberman Lab, Andrew Huberman. He was just he went over his must-have supplements for training, and rhodiola was in there, which I thought was interesting because you don't hear people talk about that. We put it in for the cognitive benefits. So like,
But there's a lot of endurance benefits.
Yeah, it's like
with
Yeah,
the
yeah,
gym that
yeah.
they're saying now,
Exactly.
But it's called flow because I mean we all have had that competition or training session where everything is clicking.
Yeah.
We're dialed in. We're locked in. If you think back, you can hear the sounds and know what's. I mean, like it's like you're in this tunnel, and everything goes right. And we try to stay with flow. You get more of those days.
Right.
Yeah, and it's like it's a daily supplement. When someone asks me about like how does it feel, I'm like, so when you're working out and your heart rate goes up, your breathing becomes elevated. It kind of like goes hand in hand. When your heart rate goes up, and that's what you want because you want things to start moving, your breathing like is less elevated. You just feel like you can just pace more at higher heart rates and then faster paces.
Right. Yeah, it's like blood flow, airflow, flow state.
Yep.
Like you
Yep.
just the right combination is just get after it.
Yep.
And it's a daily
Right.
supplement
Yeah.
because it's a health supplement. I mean,
Right.
we try to like stay in that like holistic like health and like performance around that.
Yeah.
We were talking about this earlier, like, so we started with Flow, and me and Rob, our first event, we had this little brown Walmart tent. It looked so terrible, but like we're out there trying to, pitch people on it and tell them to open their mouth and drop
We didn't even have any samplers. We just I was dropping it in people's
Same
mouths.
bottle.
And it was, like, there was one girl, I was like dropping her mouth and it was spilling on her face. I couldn't get it in there. Because I didn't want to put it in her mouth. We were trying to like aim it.
Yeah,
I don't
it's
know
just
how
so
we did
crazy,
that.
like how
But
we
they came
started
back.
this. Right.
They came back.
Right.
Everyone was like,
Yeah.
man, I really feel like it. They came back. We sold quite a bit. We're like, okay.
We might have, we have some here.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
at that point, we end up getting Flow Pro. We had people buying, 2 to 3 bottles a month, just going through it. So they save a little bit. They take double the dose.
Yeah, and if they're in
droppers.
competition, like people
Right.
ask me all the time, is like, can I take it again? Like, I've tested it out up to 6 times in one day. And
Right,
like,
6
yeah,
milliliters.
it's just,
Yeah, we had the ultra marathoner take it every few hours.
Yeah,
And
you set up in the
yeah,
protocol.
it's like a
Yeah.
50+ mile.
Yeah.
I don't know
Same
why
with
anyone would want to do that,
Yeah.
but
people that work out at night love it too because they don't
Yeah.
get that stem base and
Yeah,
that
it's
mesh
the end of the
sleep up.
night.
yep.
So we kind of hit a lot of athletes with this one because again, the performance, the health, no stimulants.
Yeah.
And that's a big part of our business. After that, we came out. We don't have it here, but REM.
Rem.
We had a
Yeah,
couple other
super
products,
good.
but they didn't, last, gut, and immune. But
And they were great products. It just
Right.
didn't hit with the audience.
right,
Yeah,
Stuff.
which is
it's too early to get
Yeah.
into it. But REM, when I was looking up ingredients on that, I just basically said like, what herbs help with relaxing sleep, that REM state, and we came up with the formula. And like that product's taking off big time.
Yeah.
Like we're 2 weeks away.
Without having melatonin in it.
Right,
It's
no
the
melatonin.
base, so that's like that deeper dream
Right.
state type of.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like I used to take 20 milligrams when I was competing at CrossFit, 20 milligrams a night to go to sleep
That's
Yeah.
of melatonin.
Feel
yikes.
groggy in
Yeah.
the morning.
Groggy, headaches, feel drunk.
Weird dreams.
And with that, like, it doesn't
And
put
then you wake up and you're like,
Have you taken
Right.
a lot of sleep supplements?
Yeah, I have, and I always had issues with sleeping dating back to like early high school days. So for me, like having something that is not going to put me in that weird state because I don't like to be in that weird state, especially when I'm trying to sleep.
Yeah.
It's everything, and I think a lot of people that's like a good market to kind of get into.
Oh, for sure.
Having something that is natural, that is you can look up each thing on the actual label and know that it's not going to harm you and give you
Yeah.
those weird side effects.
Yep.
It's everything. You tell somebody you can sleep well, I mean you got a customer for
Yeah.
life. For
Yeah,
sure.
it's
Right.
tough though. I mean, like I mentioned before, not everybody reacts to things
Yeah.
well. Not that they have adverse effects, but maybe it just doesn't work for them. And if they're used to being on a pharmaceutical sleep aid,
Then it doesn't.
they just need to give it time.
Right.
And if they're going to have to suffer through it, which
Yeah.
sucks.
With,
but-
with sleep is like a kind of like a finicky supplement. Like it works for some people.
Yeah.
It doesn't work for so
Yeah.
that's the one that you're lucky if you have like a certain amount of hit on there.
Yeah, like we always talk about the 80-20 rule. Like
Yeah.
if 80% of our customers love it, like that's a good product.
It's
Yeah.
a big
Yeah.
one.
That's a great
And
product.
sleep, you're lucky to get that.
Right,
Like
right.
other stuff you can get too, but sleep is hard.
so
I always
sensitive.
look at it when I'm talking to someone is like, if they like melatonin, then usually the product seems not to work as beneficial. But if they don't like it, no, I don't like melatonin. It seems to work really well for them.
Yeah.
So what's the recommended dosage for people when they are taking REM? Is it something you can cycle on and off, or do you want to stay consistent?
We always recommend that. Like
Consistent,
yeah.
like I always say, like you don't want to take any sleep supplement or especially non-cardio like every day because then you're really relying on
Yeah.
that. But then I took it every day for like 6 months straight. So
Yeah.
I didn't even listen to myself.
It's different with herbs because they like
Yeah.
we talked about
Yeah.
like that. We on the new bottles we'll have 2 to 4 milliliters, so droppers, and it just depends. Like I can take 3 and that's perfect. My buddy, he's 260, he takes 5.
Oh, okay.
Right.
You know, it just depends.
And I
how
take
you're-
it, I
you're
cycle
doing it.
on and off it. Like my sleep disruptions are hormonal, and I think, women are so much more complicated
Yeah,
hormonally.
understandable.
So I kind of know when I'm like, all right, I'm not, or if I have a bad night of sleep, like, all right, let me take this for a couple nights and stuff
Right.
like that.
Yeah,
So,
now I'm like maybe a couple times a week. It just depends.
Yeah.
yeah.
But yeah, and then the product after that that's been great for us, the Creatine Hydrate. And I'll let Rob get into that one because he's the mastermind behind it.
Yeah, so the Creatine Hydrate is, I had an idea when I was younger. There used to, a lot of research came out with creatine and with carbohydrates and sugars and stuff for the faster absorption. And there used to be a company that we used to take, and it was called Celtec back in the day. People used to walk around with these orange jugs and used to take it. And it was a good formula, but I think a lot of like what people thought they were getting like bloated, which is a total myth, was from like a lot of the dextrose and sugars that are in some of the
Yeah.
like Creatine Hydrate, like products. And then there was some stuff that came out was with sodium, and it was like similar absorption, and then you have like all the benefits of sodium, and then like sodium had salt, and sodium had this like recent like surge in that like, hey, it's not that bad for you, especially if you have a good diet and everything. So then we started looking into it and started putting together. Jeff gave me the go ahead, so I started formulating it, and we put sodium, and then we had magnesium that we put in it, potassium, and then at the last minute, I think Jeff and then when the formulators came up with the coconut water powder, and that really changed it because I was using different products trying to like formulate it, but it just wasn't coming out right on there. And then when we came out with it, we looked at it. I was really originally putting it together to enhance the creatine. That was like my whole goal. It was all working on what are people doing out there, what can we do better. And then by the time we got done with it, I was like, oh wait, this is like a really good hydration formula.
Right. And then you look at the market, like creatine's on a huge wave right now. Electrolytes, salt sticks, same thing. Like as athletes, like our target market, like who we are, why is there not a performance hydration?
Yeah.
That's what like we're rebranding all that stuff.
And then as soon as we did it, creatine came out, like a bunch, like more stuff came out about creatine with endurance. And then actually creatine for hydration. Like because the tissue saturation actually helps with hydration. People used to think it would dehydrate you. But there was a lot of the stuff that they were taking with it and the doses they were doing. Then also you have the cognitive, bone. So now it's like, it's about another year, 2 years away before creatine monohydrate is completely mainstream all over the place on there. But that's where we originally put it together. And then you started seeing something came out like a little while ago was creatine for endurance athletes helps with breathing. Not actual breathing, but the mechanics of the breathing. And they believe, they're not even sure why and what they're seeing on it, but they believe it has something to do with the pulmonary muscles.
Oh, okay.
Which makes sense because creatine helps with like kind of endurance. Because we used to only think it was all for power.
Right.
Yeah, but now it's set up really well for endurance athletes.
Yeah, so.
I know for me, like, because creatine's most potent if you're consistent with it and you don't have to cycle on and off of it. But with the hydration formula in it, I'm much more compliant. I remember to take it every day because I want to get, the electrolytes. So,
And we have 5 grams in there. What they're seeing, like the minimum was like 3 for a really small person. 5 grams is about what everyone takes. And then what you're seeing for like all the cognitive and bone density and everything else, it's 7 to 8 or more.
Wow.
Yeah, grams. That's what they're recommending.
Yeah, so the next version that's coming out, like I said, we're rebranding Performance Hydration. We got that trademark, so we're good on that. But again, it's athletes, the performance, the health, all in one shot. And then focus, I'll let you talk about that too, because I know you're big on it.
I love the focus. I mean, I was like, that was like
here today.
Yeah, he probably had like 7 of them already.
that was it helps everything programming, like everything. But that was a collaboration, all of us. But I started like dabbling in, started really kind of researching, which I've taken way too many supplements.
dabble.
Like looking at like adaptogens and then looking at nootropics, and then I started using some here and there in lion's mane and a few others, and started really realizing like, oh wow, it's kind of like a better version of a caffeine, or it can not like caffeine, it can enhance the caffeine. A lot of clarity, a lot of like recall with memory, a lot of like focus, sharpness, clarity, And so when we started formulating that one, we had in lion's mane and then bacopa, and then I think Jeff, you were the one with the pine bark, and that's like a little bit of a mood, and then it's a little bit of like the natural caffeine from green coffee bean, and that like created such a synergistic like.
Yeah, like when we started it, it was like short term, long term on the health side. So like lion's mane, that's real mainstream right now. You got a light caffeine, so it's low stem, but you don't have that crash. But then bacopa has a lot of studies on long-term memory recall.
And like being a prophylactic for Alzheimer's.
Right, right.
Yeah.
So I saw that. And then with pine bark, it was like dealing with the blood flow to helping the neurons.
Yeah.
So I'm like, we can hit, short-term, long-term, no crash, clarity, all in one supplement. And it's in 2 pills. So if you need just a little bit boost in the afternoon, just pop 1 pill, 50 milligrams of caffeine.
Never had any interruption of sleep.
Sleep is not an issue.
I've taken a lot of different kind of nootropics and like kind of brain food, like, and I have not found one even close. And I know this is ours, but I have
Yeah.
not found one even close.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and it's the one where, besides the REM, people say, "Oh, I feel the difference right away."
Yeah.
And a lot of golfers have taken it,
Yeah.
because they have to be laser focused
Right.
and they really like it. So
Yeah,
I
I
think
love it
it's-
for weightlifting too, like snappy lifts, like not missing as much.
And it works well, like when you combo it with flow, like almost like the pre-workout.
Little stack.
That's gonna be my
Right,
next
right.
question is with the supplements we just introduced is there's no overlap, right? So everything can be complementary.
Fill the gaps in each part of the day.
Correct,
If you need a boost for work, you need that pre-workout, low stem or no stem for working out, creatine hydrate, performance, health.
Which I think
Just
it's rare for a lot of
REM,
companies.
sleep.
They have contradicting supplements you can
Right.
take.
Right, they'll
So-
have like 4 different pre-workouts.
Yeah,
It's like,
so I
what
think
we doing?
that's a testament to what we're doing. It's like, yeah, you could take them all in the same day,
Yep.
all
Yeah.
in order, depending on activity or your day setup and your
Right.
routine, which is big. It says a lot about what we have in the products, what we do, what we stand for.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And then the newest,
Yeah,
I love
I'll
this
let Wendy
one.
get into it because her idea with the colostrum, it all made sense when we formulated it. And we like to keep our stuff simple, whole foods, that type of thing. So I'll let
So
you.
Renew is unlike any other thing on the market. It's a marine collagen, bovine colostrum, and cordyceps mushroom. So I've taken collagen for years. I always put it in my coffee. And my thing, being a woman, was more like hair and skin and nails.
Yep.
And then I'd seen a lot about colostrum. And so I got with Jeff and said, we need to get on this bandwagon before it becomes big. And I tested it out myself. I stopped taking collagen and just started taking colostrum for a while to make sure I felt good. And I did. My joints felt really good. I felt like I was sleeping better. So we said, hey, let's blend it. And that's kind of our thing, is we want a product with multiple benefits.
Right.
So, and with athletes in mind. So, you've got the collagen for joints, tendons, and ligaments beyond the skin and hair benefits. And more research is coming out. Collagen was kind of like one of those things like, does it work, does it not work? But now, people that Rob follows that are experts in that field of connective tissue and orthopedics, they recommend it for all their patients.
Right.
So we've got the joint, tendon, ligament strength. We've got the colostrum gut immunity recovery, and then the cordyceps mushrooms for energy and stamina. So it's just a really well-rounded, complete supplement for
Great tasting.
for athletes.
Nobody messing with our flavors.
Yeah, no, it's all natural
Straight up.
flavor. It
Yeah.
tastes so good. And almond milk is my favorite. I've tried it in
Creamy,
coffee,
cold
almond milk,
Yeah.
and water. But it has to be cold liquid.
Yeah.
Because of the colostrum, hot, which a lot of people like collagen in their coffee, but if you put the Renew in it, the bioavailability can be degraded from hot liquids. So yogurt, smoothies, that kind of thing. Jeff's favorite recipe is water.
The secret
He called it a
8
recipe
ounces.
one day.
Yeah, I was like, I'm gonna do that recipe on 8 ounces of water, add a scoop, shake it up.
Chef Jeff.
What we got? Chef Jeff in the building.
So all our products, we look at they're a combination of things, but they're low ingredient.
Yeah.
And we
Yeah.
really concentrate on that, because what you do is you'll see a product and it has like 50 different things. And there's all this talk about efficacious. That's not it. It's like when you have 30 different things in there, and the more things you have in there, the more likely one of those things are going to cause an issue with somebody. Because
Yeah.
supplements are like food. And I say this, people are allergic to peanut butter. It is what it is.
Yeah.
When you have a ton of different things, you don't know what's working or what's not working for someone on there. So a lot of times when people are looking, I was like, oh, you guys don't have that much stuff. It's like we have exactly what we say what we have in there.
Right.
On there. And with the Renew, like Wendy was saying, is collagen, there's a bunch of arguing back and forth, and it's not a good protein source, which that's not what we're saying it is. But a lot of people I follow that they're leading researchers in connective tissue and ligament and tendon strength, and they're always recommending that. So
Yeah.
I'm just gonna go
Trust the
pay
expert.
attention.
Right.
Yes.
You trust the
Yeah.
expert.
Right. We looked at coming up with our first protein. What is going to give athletes the most bang for the buck?
Mm-hmm.
And these 3 ingredients, like Wendy said, hair, nails, and skin. You got that already. We understand that, but it's a lot of wear and tear on our bodies training. Gut issues, immunity. You want to stay in the gym, so you have to take care of that part. And then the cordyceps, mushrooms are huge right now, and the performance, stamina, endurance, natural energy. It's just all in one.
Yeah, I mean, I think people don't understand all of the testing and research that goes behind
Yeah.
a supplement, and the time it takes. I mean, we've talked,
Right.
it's months and months and months, and luckily we own a gym, so not only can we send it to people like
but
you who
immediate
we
testing,
trust,
yeah.
but
Right.
we've got all these people. And our first version of Renew, like, we were happy with it.
Oh, we had vitamin
but
C
was,
in it.
Oh, it has
the one
vitamin
Yeah,
C.
it had vitamin
It
C in it.
tastes a little
Had a
funky.
little bite.
Yeah, if you
Yeah.
if you have that sensitive palate to vitamin C, you can taste that citrus.
Yeah.
It just
So thank God
Yeah, it was
we
awesome.
had other people at our gym try it that were
Said-
honest
yeah.
enough. You know,
Yeah.
I want to hear the bad. I don't
Right.
want them
Yeah.
just to give me lip service.
yeah,
so
we don't want to put out shit.
No, having
Yeah,
no.
no.
Yeah,
For
but a
sure.
little research facility.
Immediate
kind of just-
testers.
Yeah.
No, but I love the fact that there is so much, intention behind the products that we put out, because I think that a lot of people can just mimic a product that's already out and
Yeah.
slap a different name on it. I think that, these supplements are not only beneficial to everybody who's taking them, but it's beneficial to the brand and the name that we're trying to build. So they should associate, high quality products and natural ingredients with Cerus, not the other way around. Like,
Yeah.
like Cerus, they have tons of products, but are they, they start to dive deeper and
Right,
read
right.
labels.
Right.
Hear, from the horse's mouth, I think it does give a testament to how great, the products are and how great the brand is.
Yeah.
So
Yep.
I love the fact that it does take time.
And with our products or our product line, we've built our following organically based on the merit of our products
Right.
and not a big name individual, hawking it.
Yeah.
That's one
So-
of the things like I'm like
media.
most proud of. We've just done the work.
All authentic.
There's a lot
Yeah.
of work.
Yeah.
A lot of work.
Yeah, no,
A lot of
I
work
mean,
constantly.
we've made tons of mistakes. We've been through lots of ad agencies.
Yeah.
We've put some products out before seeing if people were even interested. But we've learned through it, the whole growth mindset.
Right.
Burning up.
And I think
Yeah.
also we have a heart, and this is led by Jeff, of really wanting to give back to our customers and
Yeah.
not just going buy this, but like, what else can we do to enhance their life through, training templates, through free programming that we put out every week, or mindset tips or whatever. That's always been the an underlying goal is
creating that community where it's just like holistic and, like you said, mindset, training, supplements, down the road apparel, like just represent. Like I've always felt like that underdog, like I'm the one that made it out of my family.
Yeah.
And like people, like our customer base is like, we're trying to move forward and achieve, our own potential, like realizing our potential. That's, kind of our ethos. Like I want Cerus to be that brand.
Yeah.
Like Wendy said, I don't want to be built off of big name athletes, crazy flavors. Like to me, that's just all gimmicky. And that doesn't last.
Yeah, and when we're there and we're talking to people about it, we might be at a competition or whatever, have a booth, is like when we're talking to them about it, this is stuff that we collaborated and created.
Right.
We did this.
Yeah. It goes back to your tagline.
And as like coaches and athletes.
That's what I think that's what it is. Yeah.
Yeah.
they're like for athletes by athletes.
And I think that the
We never
athlete,
create a product that
Yeah.
we give this. Like,
but the athlete name in itself, the athlete, it's such an instrument, right? And I think instruments are that of service and that of use to give to people, to provide entertainment, whatever it is.
Yep.
And I think that goes back to a testament of like what you're saying is, that's what you look for. So you want to give back to the customer. You want to be of service. And I think the best brands are those who are of service. They're not for product. We're for service.
Yeah.
People are our product. And I
Yeah.
think that goes such a long way
Yeah.
in what we do and what we stand for.
Yeah, always like we deserve great products.
Exactly.
Like if you're looking for supplements, looking for training, mindset, like we have to be that company to put the highest quality out.
Yeah.
So I'm excited about what we have going on. We just, continue to put the work in. And, we talk about for athletes, by athletes, like our community is building us up. Like word of mouth, like that is just snowballing more and more. We see it. Like last
Yeah.
year was our biggest year of growth. Just insane to see, like it tells us we're on the right track. Like to see, what was it, 250% growth year over year.
Last year,
Yeah.
over 400%.
Oh, 400%.
Yeah.
Shit.
Yeah.
Well, like, to see that like that level of growth in a year is because we know our customer. We're staying true to what we believe in on the supplement level. Like letting the products speak for themselves.
And we talk to our customers too.
Yeah.
I mean, the three of us did rounds of calls to some of our best
That's so
customers to even say like, what does your day look like? Like, when you get up, what do you do? How do you
Yeah,
train? What do
that
you
matters.
eat? What matters in your life? So that we know who we're speaking to and we're serving them.
Right.
That was
Wendy
really
talks
important.
about all the time the surprise and delight. Like we're trying to be the company that really goes above and beyond to just like wow our people.
Yeah, that's
you know?
huge, man. That's huge.
Yep.
So
We're trying.
cool. All right, well, that's the end of the first one.
Yeah. Cut.